Yeah, man. So I bought a new Raglan. I got a bunch of them,
Oh,
and
I know you're a Raglan fan.
I'm a Raglan fan. And I got
A
this
Raglan
one
man.
from the guys in Spell,
Oh,
and
yes.
they're very happy about that. But they were like, hey, like just so you know, these fit kind of weird. Like you might want to order a size up. So I was like, all right, I'll order a size up. So I did. I got this one. This shirt is like a one-way ticket to like body dysmorphia.
Oh,
It
no.
fits weird.
What do you
Like it's
mean by
all
that?
yeah, it's all like loose in the top, where usually a little tighter, and it's like tight down here around the bottom of my ribs. So like it's like fucking with me wearing it because I wear a lot of these shirts. I have a lot of them, and I wear a lot, and
Oh,
I've worn a
yes,
lot of
yes.
different
I know the
brands.
Raglan man. Yes.
Yeah, I've worn a lot of different brands, but this one it's like it fits weird, and it's not like it's
That's
like yeah,
how
it's so it's
odd.
throwing me off. It's making me feel like unbalanced, like.
Oh,
So I
my
don't know.
God.
It's kind of a trip, yeah. But yeah, I described it like one way ticket to body dysmorphia.
Oh,
Um,
great. I'm never gonna get one of those shirts.
I don't know. Well, I'd say, this is not representative of Spell's merch, but I think that I don't know whatever brand it is. I didn't even look what brand it was. I have to go look it up. I'll try to see it in the camera here. I cannot read Fairline. I think it is like that. Fair.
Interesting.
I have no idea that brand. I've never heard that brand or anything near that brand, so I don't know. But yeah, I'm sure they got whatever they had on hand and everything. So it's always an issue is supply lines and the like. But that said, aside from my own little personal issues with fashion and my body, we will delve into some music talk today.
Yeah,
Folks,
another album.
another album review. It's. I feel like we need. I feel like doing these because there's these albums, and I feel like we have to talk about them just because they're like. I feel like we need to talk about them because they're really good. They're interesting, and they're doing something that's going to stand out. And I feel like this is a good place for me to be able to reflect on at the end of the year. I can always go back and look at this and how I thought about them closer to the release.
Yeah. Oh, I'm very interested to hear your thoughts about this album.
I will. So today on the pod, we will be reviewing or just looking over, reflecting on however you want to put it, all those words, on a recent release from the band Stormkeep. This is their latest album, the Nocturnes of Iswylm. I think is Iswylm. I'm guessing
Iswylm.
Iswylm. Iswylm. This came out on June 12th, 2026. So this is a pretty recent album to when we're recording this. It's only been out for a few weeks. Um, Stormkeep, I got some words to say about them. They're a fun band. And I think we'll just go in the
I got
opening and
some
come back and
choice words for these guys.
choice words. Okay, well, I'll let them
Words
know
I've
for
chosen to
you've
say.
chosen these words. Okay, these were
Yeah.
not forced upon you. These are your words of your own volition.
Yes.
No one's, even though you guys don't have video, I'm sorry, but you guys currently being held at an undisclosed location against their will, and
Hmm. Yeah.
is being ransomed off. To just, and in the meantime, and in
No, of
order to
course not.
fulfill that
I'm
ransom, in order to
definitely
fulfill that
not.
ransom, they must talk about this new Stormkeep album. Um, but no, we're talking about the new Stormkeep album, the Nocturnes of Iswylm. Is it how are you saying it? Iswylm?
I read Iswylm.
Iswylm? Okay, Iswylm. Okay, I like that.
That's what I read.
Iswylm? I don't know. There's a lot of ways I feel like you say it. It's kind of fun. It is kind of a fun
It
word.
is fun. I like
It
it.
is-
Oh, it doesn't have any vowels in it.
Oh, it's
No,
not
it
starting with
does.
an I,
No,
but the
it has
Y.
two vowels. I am
Yes.
blind.
All
It
right.
starts with an I.
It starts
Okay.
with an I and has a Y in there, so sometimes,
Oh yeah,
sometimes.
sometimes
All
two and a
right. Well,
half
we're gonna go ahead
vowels.
and talk about this album after you come back from the break, everyone. We'll be right back. Enjoy our opening. Bailey,
Yes.
what have you been listening to?
I I've been really listening to, I mean, I've had it on loop, but and I talked about this artist last year when we were talking about our favorite albums of last
Mm-hmm,
year.
mm-hmm.
SSJ Daki, kind of a little bit of an underground rapper, kind of hip hop artist.
Mm-hmm.
His most recent single, um, "Take It From Me," is really good. I've
Hmm.
been really really enjoying it, and that's gotten me to like he's released a bunch of singles over the past few months. They've all been pretty strong and kind of
Hmm.
in keeping with his style, which is really cool. A lot of elements of like breakcore, and even some like hyper pop like influences. It's really fun and it's really good. And he's got a new EP coming up soon, uh, which I'm pretty excited for. But I've been listening to a lot of Docky recently.
Okay. Okay.
I'm a fan. What about you, John?
I've been kind of on a kick this year. But I picked up a few albums recently, and one of them I picked up was by a country band called Jenny Don't and the Spurs.
Oh
I
yes,
picked
I
up
saw this.
I picked up their album Broken Hearted Blue. This is funny. I had heard of Jenny Don't and the Spurs for a while. Heard about them around just online here and there, but never really sat down and listened to them. And I was actually up in Sonora, and I saw that they were playing a date up there at the Water
Ooh.
Wheel Saloon. Just a small little like pizza place, like bar place. It's pretty cool. And I was like, oh shit, like Jenny Don't and the Spurs going out. I was like, okay, I'll try to make it. Well, I couldn't make it because I had another obligation that day. But I was like, I'll go buy their albums, go online and buy it. And I picked up two of them, and they're really good. Like I really enjoy it. It's
That's awesome.
they're kind of that like alt country stuff. I think they're out of Oregon, if I'm not mistaken, like Portland. I want to say area, yeah, Portland.
Mm.
And it's got this kind of like outlaw country, kind of garage sound to it. It's kind of fun. There's a little bit like kind of punk in it, elements to it, but like it's really good, really fun country stuff. Been really enjoying that. So gave that a listen, and yeah, I
Cool.
recommend it. I'm not gonna tell you it's like the best stuff I've ever heard in my life, but man, it's fun to put on and listen to. Like you can just kind of throw it on and have a nice afternoon to yourself here. So would
Well,
recommend.
isn't that just what we're looking for, right?
A
Like,
lot sometimes, yeah. But then you have other times you have stuff that's like, okay, this is like gonna force you to pay attention and
yes,
be very. I don't want to say challenge. It's a challenge to listen to because of how much is going on,
you don't
and
want to think
that very
about it.
much is my segue into the new Stormkeep.
Yes, lot to think about.
Lot to think about, a lot thrown at you when you listen to Stormkeep. So
Hmm.
let us discuss
It's a lot
Storm.
in your face with the new Stormkeep album.
It is, it is. So this is a band that I've been a fan of since pretty much their inception.
I
Um,
haven't listened to very much of them. I will confess.
they dropped this album almost like a demo, if you will. Well, they dropped technically a promotional tape demo, but then like they dropped this album called Galdrum back in 2020 on Van Records. Same label as Attic, same label as King Dude, a few other acts like that. Um, and this album, I remember I bought it, and I initially got my attention. I bought it because their album cover is done by Ian Miller, who is probably one of the best, one of my favorite fantasy artists, one of the most interesting fantasy artists of all times out there. If you're
Mm.
not familiar with Ian, you'd like Ian Miller a lot. Very intricate, very intricate work. Been working. He's been doing this stuff for a better part of many years. So I was a little surprised here's a band that has like an Ian Miller cover. It's pretty cool. I gave it a listen. It was good. I really enjoyed it. Um, it's uh, it's very much Emperor worship. A lot of their music is very much like the kind of epic Emperor stuff off of the first few Emperor albums. Um, and Galdrum was great. I really enjoyed that one. But then and Stormkeep was just kind of a band. I was like, okay, they're out there. That's cool. Good for them. Awesome, great stuff. But then in 2021, a year later, they dropped this album, Tales of Other Time, and this ended up being my album of the year that year. And this is an utterly unbelievable piece of music. It is epic. It is straight up Emperor worship, front to back. Anyone whose list this didn't make, I just lost respect for them immediately. Um,
That's how
and
you really feel, huh?
that's how I really feel. And it is this like very much like all the kind of grandiose elements you get of Emperor is what this challenges, but really brings it into the new kind of like the new era, the new century, what we can do now, what's just kind of really builds it up. A lot of this has a lot of vibes of like In the Night Side Eclipse and Anthems to the Welkin at Dusk is that kind of era of Emperor, kind of the just after they just kind of come out and everything. Um, but what Stormkeep does is they kind of create like a storyline, an epic, and you kind of listen to it throughout the album. I felt this was much more present on Tales of Other Time. But the new album, uh, the Nocturnes of Iswylm,
Yes.
uh, really takes us to another level. We get another big piece of epic sets. We get a really cool album cover. Uh,
The album cover's camp. It's so good.
it is camp.
It is pure camp and
Yes,
unsubtle in
I
its.
will I will give you that. It is we'll talk about the album covers because it's kind of interesting because the first album cover is like Ian Miller, who's like this great artist, very black and white. The second album, Tales of Other Time, you have this kind of classic, really cool piece of artwork.
That one I
Like
love. I love that piece of art.
yeah, that's Les Edwards, another great fantasy artist out there. He's done album covers for like Uriah Heep, Crocus, Celtic Frost, stuff. He's done stuff for the Prodigy, Metallica. He's done a lot of stuff out
Prodigy.
there. Yeah. But then you have and that's a classic piece of fantasy artwork. It really kind of gets you into what you're going to get into. This one though has a very different album cover, and yeah, why don't you take the reins on this one, Bailey? Because you seem to be you're the art critic here, right?
It's great. It's kind of difficult to read at like from a distance, but when you
It
like
is pretty
look at it,
intricate.
it's very intricate. Once you look at it closer, it is a woman atop a dragon riding this black dragon,
Mhm.
which is actually fun because the album's called the Nocturnes of Iswylm, and there's a song on the album called the Black Dragons of Iswylm. So it's
Mhm.
like there you go. It's like I see it in the on the album cover. Um, but
And the artist, if you want me to get quick, the artist of this is Simon Beasley. If you're not
yes,
familiar, that is someone who has worked in the heavy metal magazine. They've worked on a lot of different stuff over the years. They've worked with Glenn Danzig quite a bit. They've been a comic artist, and they're Beasley's one of those guys that's like, how do I put this? He's fucking good.
he's
He's,
good.
he's good.
This piece is drawing the viewer's attention to a central focal point, which is a this bare chested woman atop this dragon
Buxom, I would
casting a
say.
spell, um, and it is
I think Buxom's a fair assessment here.
yes,
Yes,
it
and she's
is unsubtle in its
unsubtle.
appearance, and
Yes,
you
and
know
then
what? We
she's like
love
on
it.
a she's like, and it's got. I do have to admit, actually, one thing this album cover does is really cool. Is I like the background a lot. It's actually really
Yeah,
interesting.
there's a
Because
lot going on.
everything else is kind of clear, but the background's like super like swirly, and you have this kind of cool like
Yeah.
wizard dude in the foreground who's getting ready to face off against
Oh yeah.
this very like sorcery looking evil woman on like this evil
Hmm.
looking dragon facing
Yeah.
down. So kind of a cool piece here. Um, and that definitely kind of goes with the vibe of the album if when you get into it,
Yeah.
because there certainly is a theme here. So, other thing on Stormkeep is this is a band with five members. They have various, we'll say like pseudonyms they use here. We have Count Victor Wolfsblood.
That's a
Uh,
great name.
Great name. You can't go wrong. You gotta go with what you know. You have, I believe, let me go through the whole list here. You have Othrin Vermerathrax, who's the vocalist, guitar, keyboards, drums, Apoctatino, guitar, Nebula Husk and bass, and Lord Dothar on keyboards. I don't know if I think Count Wolfsblood may not. I'm not sure if Count Wolfsblood's on here or not. But yes, we have this quite elaborate lineup. What's interesting about this lineup too, and these members, is that a lot of them are in. I think three or four of them are also in another band called Wayfarer. And as I was describing it,
Yes, Wayfarer.
really, Wayfarer is another black metal band, atmospheric, but it's very think where Stormkeep's going to be doing this kind of fantasy epic stuff. Wayfarer's like we're going to sing about like Red Dead Redemption. Um,
American Gothic, Red Dead Redemption, like
Westward
it's
expansion. It's pretty brutal stuff. It really goes into how brutal that whole circumstance is, kind of justified, all this kind of like that kind of really dirty Western type stuff. So, but and these guys are out of Denver, Colorado. They're not like they're from here in the States. Um, and one thing that's kind of interesting is that the label they're on is Vespian, which I believe is out of Berlin. But I think this is Vespian's like first big release. I'm not sure if they've had other releases, but I know that they're releasing more and more stuff. And I'm kind of watching this label kind of pick up here with their presence online and everything. But that said, let's get into the album itself. Unless you have anything else you want to mention real quick.
no. Go right ahead.
Okay. So once again, this is very, very like Emperor worship. So it brings this really heavy synth work in the background. This is
Which
where,
I love.
which is where we get Lord Dothar. And I think I might have got the did I get the wrong? I don't think I got the wrong lineup for this, but I their lineup names I gotta be careful because they have like all these pseudonyms and I can't it's hard to track who's who
Yeah,
who's
yeah.
on each album. So if I got anyone wrong, please let me know. But regardless, these are the go look it up, guys. It's a whole thing. The synth stuff is done by Lord Dothar. Now I actually got to meet him a few months back over
Oh, that's
Modesto.
cool.
Yeah, he was playing his solo show with his solo stuff. Really nice guy, real sweetheart of a guy. His synth work is his dungeon synth stuff is very strong, highly recommended. But that comes through on this.
Yeah,
And
I was noticing.
there's a lot of symphonic elements to this too in that
Yeah,
kind of compose. And the album opens up with this kind of symphonic opening to
great
kind of bring you
intro.
in. Great intro. It's like a movie.
Yeah.
It has a very cinematic quality to it. The one thing we should mention is that the songs on this are longer. I think the shortest song is 4 minutes 50 seconds, but most are
They're,
like over 6 minutes.
yeah, they're long.
Uh, the opening track is like a minute long intro before it gets into like any of the like guitars and drums and everything. But it definitely introduces you into this kind of like severity that we're going to get into some drama. Something's about to hit the fan. Something's about to go wrong. I thought the opening track, The Taste of Immortal Blood, kind of sets the pace.
Yeah. Oh,
And
totally.
it once it picks up in this really blast beating like
Hmm.
like heavy metal song where the black metal kicks in with the vocals and kind of the style of the guitar playing. You get this like very what amounts to like vampiric black metal song.
Yeah, I
Um,
love the vocals on this. They are super strong.
I completely agree. You get this classic, like I said, it's very much Emperor worship.
Yep.
But then what's interesting is you get this really kind of cool like chorus, like sung by a chorus ultimately.
Yeah.
So it goes in, it's like, vampiric dance of demons, a rite of endless opulence, the Bechdel of feeding, the taste of immortal blood. And then you get into like, oh, I am the keeper of all my sins and my honor. I will not let the dark shadows prevail and bring ruin.
That's
Like,
so good.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Like this kind of heroic opening. And when I was listening to this the first time, it like really like caught me off guard. So you have this kind of like delving, belching, like kind of like guttural vocals, and then you have this really high flying power metal section, and that sets up the kind of duality of the album quite well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It is such a strong opening, and this is such a strong title track, or not title track, opening track. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah. There is no title track. There's half a title track.
yeah.
It's very funny.
And so we kind of get this opening where the opening song is like very much about like someone basically like it sounds like they're becoming like vampiric and trying to like resist it or trying to like work through it or
Hmm.
whatever it is. And that's kind of what we get with The Taste of Immortal Blood. I think this is like a really good piece of I what's remember the song is like yeah, I'm listening to it as black metal because I understand Emperor, but I think it's like it's almost like power metal with epic metal combined in. So it's
Yeah.
going beyond like calling it Emperor worship is one thing, but it's taking all the lessons we've learned over the decades since then and incorporating them into making this really grandiose song.
Yeah, it's got a great
It's
sound.
like symphonic metal
Yeah,
almost too.
it's like symphonic power black
Black metal.
metal.
Yeah. And it's every time I listen to it, I hear something new in like the tracks,
Yeah.
you know? And I think that's what thing I like about it a lot is it's it goes beyond what they had done in the previous album. And that was kind of my worry is like I feel like they could have done what they did in the previous album over and over again because it's just really, really good.
Yeah.
But this one was like, okay, they at the beginning when I first heard it, I was like, oh shit, they're stepping up. They're
Yes.
stepping up.
This is
So,
a very much a step up album.
I agree. Yeah, I completely agree. Now it's interesting. So we get the next track we get is the actual like single they drop out the album, which is the Black Dragons of Iswylm.
Half a title track.
Did you watch this video?
I did not watch this video.
This video is freaking nuts.
Okay. Let's go check it out.
Please go check it out. I was very impressed with it. I want to shout out to my friend Rachel Shung. She did the female like kind of like villainess of the video. She did the headpiece and the face piece. In
oh
that.
no, I did see this.
That.
No,
Yeah,
I did see this.
So that's who did my wizard staff. Interesting enough, actually, when I was at the Dungeon Synth event,
oh, it's so cool.
I brought my wizard costume, and talking to Lord Deathhawk, he was actually asking about my staff, and I had, but he was very, when I talked to him, he didn't want to talk about the Stormkeep album. He was like, yeah, I can't really talk about it. It's like we're very much trying to keep it under wraps until it gets released. And I was like, okay, cool, fair enough. I want to hear. But when the video came out, it blew my mind. It was really impressive. This is very much in the vein of their lyrically as their previous kind of like album. You get a story, you get like a battle, you get like
the video is so cool.
The video is so cool.
It's so good.
What I like about the video so much is they use a lot of like old school techniques of filming.
They did
like
animation and stuff.
They awesome. Could have gone cheese with it and like, you know, this is have it all computer animated and those like, you know, AI bullshit. No, they like went and did like models. They did
badass
rotoscope in it. It looks freaking dope. This song has, you know, the lyrics are about like this kind of like rising of like all these ancient evils and shit coming from all directions. You know, black wings of a shadow, a tide of nails, a sea of devils. It's very grimdark. Yes, I actually that video with the rotoscoping, like that was like some Mordheim shit to me, man. I was into it.
Oh yeah,
how grisly like those battles are and everything. And they've been showing off the making of the video, which is really cool. How they did the rotoscope and what it actually looks like before it's rotoscoped, kind of how they did all that. And you get the vampiric elements of this too. This talk of all these different like dragons rising up and everything.
Oh yeah.
Just the oncoming of it all, how like ominous the lyrics are. I'll pull like a section here. It says like monumental majesty carved from the dead, temples built on grave fields, accursed imperial deep, dark wings of demonacy, wrapped in scales, the scourge of malignancy, her servant ice torn in hell. So you get these references to like once again some sort of female figure that's like overseeing all this stuff.
It's good. I love the evil sorceress. I mean, the dragon queen in the video is so sick.
The dragon queen in the video,
she just looks awesome.
Sick. The whole like like the little baby dragon, she pulls the heart out of and eats and shit. Yeah. It's fucking dude, and it's all practical effects.
It's
like,
all practical, so and then the fact that they were just like no generative AI was made was
no.
It's so
good. You can make stuff look good, man. You can make stuff look good with practical effects. On that point, I will say I recently just watched the new Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh, interesting.
The practical effects in it are fucking amazing.
Oh,
like,
really?
It looks so good. Oh my god, the fights look so good. And even where they use CGI to do like Jax's arms, they look so good. So like it pisses me off, but like that people want to make everything super CGI. In that movie, they use all the practical effects. Dude, practical effects, I'm sorry, they look good. And
hell yeah,
this video looks good. The new Mortal Kombat looks good. Go watch the new Mortal Kombat.
Give me practical. I want practical.
I'm not going to tell you it's like a movie you're going to go watch, like change your life and make you rethink what you do on a daily basis. But you're going to be like, wow, that fight scene looks fucking dope.
Yeah.
You know, everything's clean. Practical effects go so far. So that's why I think I'm really glad they do this very kind of like classic style of it. and I know that's not cheap to do, so I'm really happy that the band like this pulled it off. But this song, yeah, it captures that kind of like ominous. This song is very much about the ominous of the oncoming of the threat. And I think it's kind of where we're at with this like storyline is just how many threats are coming to us, how
Yeah.
overwhelming that is, and everything. Any of your thoughts on this song here, Bailey?
I mean, it's a banger, right? It's fucking good. And the video is just awesome. Like it's just so brutal and like and it's you know what? It's not afraid of getting a little weird.
How so?
It's just like I mean that in like a good way.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know, maybe that's not the right way to put it, but like it's not like cookie cutter fantasy.
Yeah,
It's not like swords and sorcery fantasy. It's more like it's grimdark, and I like
yeah,
grimdark, right? So
yeah.
it's like, yeah, I'm into it.
And what's interesting about the song too is like it is black metal by definition because of like the constant blast beats, but
Mhm.
like the guitar and it's very like very classic heavy metal. Like
It's
there's a
not
lot of
just black metal.
no, they're splicing
It's
all kinds of stuff.
yeah.
And and like there's always something to latch onto. This is what I talked about is like trying to find that one thing to latch onto.
Mhm.
Um
I really love
and
the
like
symphonic
but some of
elements
the
to it.
guitar is like it's like it reminds me of like some like classic like 70s like hard rock, you know?
Yeah,
Um despite like that really heaviness to it. But yeah, that song is the shortest song on the album at 4 minutes 50 seconds.
which is
And
crazy. It doesn't feel like the shortest song on the album.
no, it feels a lot longer. It
It
feels
feels
like a
like a journey, like a triumph, or well, not really, but you know what I mean.
yeah, because it's true that one is like I when I first heard it, I thought I was like, oh man, that was like 8 to 9 minutes of song. No, it's like 4.5. It's like just under 5 minutes. Like it feels like a much bigger song than it is. And
Yeah,
I think that's one way to characterize a lot of this album is a lot of everything is bigger than it is it feels bigger than it actually is. You get lost in this album because the album is only 44 minutes long, and it's
it's a
seven
short
tracks.
album.
But it's kind of yeah, it's shortish. I mean,
Yeah, sorry, short. Yeah,
we talked about the Kicker Rock album, which was 50 minutes
yeah.
long and
That's what
17
I'm thinking.
tracks.
I'm like not
But
spoiled by the Keke Rock album, but
but
it's
it
like,
feels it everything. Each track is just massive unto itself and so well produced.
yeah,
And that's quite the contrast to the Kicker Rock album, which is the necro sound. This is not. This is
yes.
very much
This is
like
not that.
highly produced. So I think that's one of the things kind of interesting about this year in black metals. We have the necro sound still kicking around, which is great, and then we have the let's go and produce the shit out of this
Yeah.
and make it huge. All right. So the next
Yeah.
song we get is what is it? Saccharine
Saccharine
Saccharine,
subjugation.
Saccharine Subjugation. Great
Great
track, great
fucking
name.
name.
Um,
Great name.
you know, I just know opening the lyrics, the thirst for power cut from stone, black magic sworn darkness to the kings of chaos. You
It's
know,
so good. I mean, a lot of this album gives me Lich vibes, and I'm like, I'm here for it.
yeah, I this seems to be kind of like the meeting of this like grandiose evil with like the initial character trying to resist this like bloodlust.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And we get like an interesting blend of song in here too. Once again, you have like the constant blast beats, black metal stuff of the intensity of like the how agitated the state is.
Mhm.
Um, and the lyrics, what's interesting, the vocals are they're doing that spitting thing where it's like
Yeah.
you're like that,
Yeah.
but then like it works really well as opposed to being super growly. Yeah, it's a different kind of like take on it at points, which I really dig.
I like how it delves into like themes of kind of lust and
Mhm.
power and like how like it's not explicitly the lust is not explicitly sexual in
No,
nature, but it like kind of almost verges on that where this song made me think of that one Oscar Wilde quote where it's like everything is about sex except sex is about power.
yeah, I
um
can see that.
this very much felt like that, and it's like playing with a lot of these elements and themes that
Mhm.
you don't really see a lot in black metal. It's mostly just like you don't really see a lot of like eroticism in black metal, I feel.
I think you do in vampiric black metal.
In vampiric
And
black metal.
this is becoming very much vampiric black metal, but it's
Yes,
not.
it
It's
is.
it's more fantasy oriented,
Yeah,
versus kind of like the rotting like lust or something like that. But
yeah.
yeah, I dug this one a lot actually. Once again though, I this album doesn't let up.
No, no, it doesn't. It doesn't
There's
give you a
not a lot of
break.
respite in it. But yeah, like this is a banger track too. It's well composed. There's some cool guitar solos on the back end of this too. You know, this kind of like they're playing some guitars that are kind of doing this very soulful playing, and it makes like the tragedy even better. You know,
Mhm.
that kind of like bluesy, kind of high flying bluesy guitar, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, great outro on this one. Um, Track four, man. We got in Imperious Sanguine
This
Eroticism.
is my favorite song on the album.
This is your favorite song on the album?
This
All
is
right.
my favorite song on the album.
Give me some words about it.
So it it starts slow
It does.
and kind of builds up. It's like the kind of like ambient choir in the
Yeah.
background is like haunting, and I love it. And it kind of picks up more in like the middle, in like the midpoint of the song. And it keeps coming, and it keeps like coming back. It's got like some it's got a lot of a healthy dose of spookiness to it, and it feels like I can't
Yeah.
tell if it like I don't know. It really speaks to me, and like this is the one that makes I mean, Lost in a Fog of Decay is a great lyric. Like it's and like what's interesting is it's funny that Saccharine Subjugation is more like erotic than the song that has eroticism in its name,
Yeah.
which I thought was really interesting. Um,
Well, on that point, I'll kind of try to understand like the eroticism a little bit. So one, this song is actually very much like it reminds me a lot of this is very much an Emperor song. It reminds me a lot of
yes,
Thus Spake the Night Spirit.
yeah,
The kind of change, but it's kind of swapped in structure. It is erotic in that it's attempting to get outside of experience. It seems to be this kind of like not eroticism in terms of like carnal lust, but eroticism in terms of experience in outward of oneself,
yeah.
um, and going on beyond that. But it's not one that's like carnal in nature.
No,
Uh,
it's definitely not.
and yeah, this like seducing adversary, cut and burn, a channel across the void.
It's
It's
so
interesting.
cool.
But yeah, this is kind of a track that kind of breaks up the previous tracks which were unrelenting. This one certainly has some
It
respite
has
in it, but not
breaks
as
in
much.
it.
It's
And I
got
think
breaks
that's
in it,
kind of why
right?
I liked it because it stuck out
Killer
the most to
guitar
me.
solo in it too. Like
Yeah, it's
yeah,
good. It's a good
and
track.
you and it's kind of cool when the guitar solo kind of ends. You kind of hear that rah, and then you can hear
Yeah,
some really cool like synth work in the background.
which
Um,
is one of the reasons why I like it. It's got that like synth. It's so good.
yeah,
It's just good. You get
yes,
those the dungeon synth influences and like kind of like 90s synth work vibe. It's
yes,
really cool. I really like it.
yeah. It's just really well produced and
Hmm.
really well composed, really well what's the word I want to use here?
Mastered, mixed, yeah.
Mastered. Yeah, I
All the
remember listening
above.
to this the first time, and the first time I listened to this on my stereo, man. It was really blow my mind.
Yeah.
This is definitely a big. I think this is a good highlight track for me too, and just in terms of like the quality of the album. Move on to track five.
Moving on to track 5.
Echoes in the vast of sequestration.
Sequestration.
Sequestration. There.
All right, T.S. Eliot.
Yes. So we get another track here that cool opening, but then it picks up. This is a fast
Oh,
track.
oh yeah, very much so.
Yeah, this is like riding, like just chasing, like surfing the void.
Hmm.
Um, you know, we get like the chains that bind me were forged by my hands. I cannot see them, but they're tightening again. And when I turn to look away, they cut deeper like a rosary of blades. I mean,
A
it's a little
bleeding
corny at points.
sun is such a great line.
Yes, that pierce the sky, the world to
Yeah.
follow, a corpse to pacify. Yeah.
A rosary of blades. I mean, it's all just so cool.
Yes. Yeah. This kind of coming to terms with the darkness. This is kind of the continuation of the vampiric theme we saw, accepting like how bad that's going to be and everything. But yeah, this is the thing about this album is that this is a hard album to listen to quietly because like I have to have it at a high
Yeah.
volume.
It kind of like what's the word? It like blends together a little bit.
Well,
You
it's
need to be
so
able to hear
detailed.
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you need everything differentiated because there's so many layers to it. So you need to listen to it loud so you can hear everything different, like apart from itself. Otherwise, a lot of parts just don't come through.
Yeah, you don't like catch them.
Yeah, you don't
You
catch
have
them.
to listen to it loud and
Yeah, this is an album you need to listen to uncompressed. You need to listen to it on a real good stereo. Something with a lot of quality, fidelity. Otherwise, you will lose a lot of what's going on in it. So I think that's one thing this album has going for it. Is just how the quality of the recording is incredible.
yeah, it's I mean there's like there's so much quality and like I mean we're always about intention and there's a lot of intention here and it's just every track feels like they're also like concise and solid and like polished. They're all they're all very polished.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And there's no wasted time or space.
No.
It's all and it never like we're not even done with the album and I'm already talking about like conclusions.
All right, well let's get there. So next we have Carnal Tapestries of Nail-Torn Flesh. All right.
That's an awesome name.
You ever seen Hellraiser? Is what I hear the title.
Yes.
This song has a great, really good symphonic opening. You can hear Lord Darthar on there really strongly. It just delves into it, gets right into there. You kind of see like the rise of this like powerful being.
Yeah.
This vampiric lord, if you will, wanting though like this like evil like magical sorceress being or whatever it may be, and how like his like he's gonna like resist the temptation of it all and everything, and how he's now resolved to like get away from these things. It's kind of cool. Like like a lustful avarice, revolting lechery in kind, reptilian impulse, a rapturous sickness alive, guilt and nobility and dragon scale strongholds, a city now enslaved by Ophidian masters, a gesture of lordship, a picture of royalty, nails tear flesh into carnal
that
tapestries.
last line is so good.
Yeah.
Nails tear flesh into carnal tapestries.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Where do they get their ideas from? How do they do it?
I wonder.
This song doesn't let up either. Once it gets into it, it's like a whole thing, and then you get this very solemn back end of the track.
Yeah,
kind of self-reflection of what have I done and what have I become, right?
Yeah. This is not this album is not the hero's journey. This is like the hero's fall. It's great.
Very much, yeah. So let's find out. We have our last track here, our biggest track yet, 9.5 minutes long.
Oh, a behemoth.
Ballad of a Fallen Star. All right. So this guy here, we get this huge like intro opening, very like well composed. It's great because that's how the previous track ended. Is kind of on this self-reflective kind of element. So now we're getting this massive intro. I think it's like a minute and a half. And it's just a really beautiful piece of like kind of dungeon synth.
It's gorgeous.
But then it just rises up and
explodes.
And we get a massive, this is a massive lyrical piece. Like it's,
oh my God. It's so detailed and so lyrically dense and beautiful. It's awesome. It's so good.
Yeah. So this is kind of, you get the culmination of the story. It seems like
a bloodthirsty empress reigning through cruel imminence. That's me.
Well, you get this kind of like the song comes off as like they're going to tell the tale they just told.
Mm-hmm.
And it's unclear if it's being told by the person who lived it or heed my warning, don't be like me type situation. Blood Painted Quarters, A Serenity and Death, A Battle with Demons, A Bacchanal for the Rest, Seductress of Antiquity, Queen of the Night, The Grasp of Her Talons, Bringing Gloam to the Light. Um, in this kind of final battle, um, someone dying again forlorn. So remember now and sing it forever, this ballad of a fallen star. So it's this kind of like warning,
It's
like
so
of
good.
the fall. I feel like this album doesn't ever tell you, it's just trying to paint like the vibe for you throughout it over and over again without being explicitly what happens.
Yeah.
It's very like image oriented. Like I feel like a lot of these lyrics come off as like prompts to draw something to.
I
Like,
love it. Like
yeah,
it's really illustrative. It's an
yeah,
illustrative album, and like it really tells a story, paints a picture, weaves a tale, and like it's great, and I love it. It's a very inspiring album. Like if I'm gonna be writing something grim dark, this is what I want to be listening to. Where it's not like specifically totally grim dark. Like there's a fantastical element where it's like
yeah,
it's fun, right? It's fun. It's like it's not completely. I mean, yes, the story's bleak, very bleak,
yeah.
in fact. But it's still fun. Like there's an element of camp to it, and an element of like, yeah, this is cool as fuck. Like it's yeah, it's just solid and it's awesome
I
and like
and I like on
it's
this
so
last track
immersive.
with the kind of the push into like the kind of like solemn vocals
Yes.
when they have this chorus is like a falling through a lifetime of shades of red. Like they're kind of reflecting on how
Hmm.
their humanity, that they're now able to humanely reflect on how like grisly things got. Yeah, I think that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it's awesome.
Um,
It's just good. It's just a solid album.
yeah, yeah. I mean, we can kind of fall in the back of this. I mean, talk about the album as a whole because I do think this
Yeah.
album is you have to talk about as a whole. Each song does have differences to it. They don't.
Yes.
They do. It's an album to be sure, but like each song has kind of some different kind of like pieces that pick up for you here. Um, like different parts you can latch onto. The vocals are not the same throughout all the album either. There's a lot of different parts to it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know what to say about this album. I feel like this is certainly gonna be one of my top albums of the year. There's another album that I feel like if it misses people's lists here in 2026, I think they don't listen to enough music.
You heard it here
Um,
first, folks.
yeah, well, and it's always weird when you have something this good come out and then people like point to some other album put out by some like dime a dozen black metal band on like Nuclear Blast or whatever. I'm like, oh, come on, guys, like there's other stuff out. There's like so much better underground stuff out there than this. Um, this album, much like the Kakarot album, is a journey, but it feels this album doesn't feel as personal as that album does.
No, it's less emotional. It's more like telling a story.
It feels more escapist.
Yeah, if it's that's the word. It's like this is not this is clearly fantasy.
It's clearly fantasy,
It's
yeah.
fantastical. It's
Yeah.
far from our world and far from us. It's not very and in that kind of same breath, you could say it's not as like there's a little bit of like I wish there was a bit more of an emotional depth to the
Mhm.
lyrics here. And I think it's like that's not really what they're going for, but I wish there
No.
like was, maybe that's
Mhm.
just me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as emotional depth goes, that's a weird thing because like I don't think art always has to have that. It really doesn't.
It doesn't, but it's something that I really like. I like being able to latch on to the like emotions, and there are definitely emotions that you can latch onto in this album, like
Yes.
themes of kind of like temptation and decay, and like I dig that. Those are themes that I really enjoy.
And I want to, I
Um,
want to, I want to take a moment because I should have just looked at the back of the album because the back of the album has everyone's photos on it with their names,
oh, that's so good.
and I should have done that. So it's all Othir, Apocatino, I think it's Nebula Husk, and then Lord Dathar. So
Out of your friends, which are you?
yeah,
Tag yourself.
what's your yeah
How
today
are you feeling today?
yeah, how you feeling today? What's
I think
Stormkeep are you?
I think I'm feeling a Poctano today.
Feel that one? All right, I can
Yeah.
see that. I can see that. Um,
Or Lord Dathar.
I can see that one too.
Yeah.
These are all viable options.
Yes.
Um, yeah, this album was a big release for them because they actually like released this. They released a ton of different versions of this album, and they released it through different like
Yeah, I see there's a
online.
lot of different vinyls.
Yeah, they released some through Vespian. They released some through the band. They released some through different I think Brooklyn Vegan had one. Um, a bunch of different the mail order places had different versions, and I think that's kind of a clever idea. Because that was one of the problems with the previous album was Van released it and it sold out immediately.
Yes.
And so copies were going like a basic copy was going for hundreds of dollars because it was like so sought after. Um, and this one, I think I don't say they learned their lesson, but they certainly uh, released it well. So instead of being like, I think the initial run on the Van Records album was like maybe 600 copies. This was several thousand. And so that's always an issue when you're gonna put out a banger.
Yeah.
You got to make sure you have enough copies of it. And they certainly did on this one. Um, I don't want to say about this one in terms that it's not as to me it's not as like grandiose and epic as the previous album,
Mm.
but
Yeah.
it's more it's more solemn
Yeah.
in the kind of storyline. I think the production on it is astronomically good.
It's so good.
I think it's a step up from their previous album in terms of production quality, but it's not. It's just a different vibe. It's a different style motif than the previous one. I don't know how the fuck they got Simon Beasley to do it. They've got Ian Miller and Simon Beasley. That's fucking
Yeah,
insane.
I don't know. They must know something. They
Well,
must.
those are art. I mean, those are arts. Those are artists. I mean, you can
I mean,
get
yeah, yeah.
you can get anyone to do your album cover. You pay them enough money, but like
This is true.
Beasley's like that guy's a monster.
Beastly.
Beasley, yeah, yeah. No,
Ah,
he's one of those top tier guys. Yeah, he's one of those guys that like Danzig worked with early on in Beasley's career and kind of got Beasley out there. And Beasley was doing a lot of cool stuff in the '90s. And he still does good stuff, but yeah, he's a great artist. So I didn't, and it was weird about this covers. I didn't realize it was Beasley off the bat. Like I can usually spot artists, but this isn't like a. It's the dragon. Usually
yeah,
Beasley's pieces, if you look at a lot of his artwork, there's like a figure at the forefront of it. There's certainly a focal figure in this one, but they're not as big on the page. You
yeah,
know, the figures, the woman figure, as much as she draws your attention, she's very small on the page. She's not eating up like half the screen. You know, technically the wizard figure is bigger than her, but
yeah. But I mean,
he's dark.
your eyes are being drawn to a
Exactly.
very specific place.
Absolutely, 100%, 100%.
Or
So
maybe that's just maybe I'm just projecting.
maybe
Maybe
you
that's
are.
just me.
Yeah, no, but where usually his artwork is much the figure is very huge on the center. If you go look at like his other album covers, look at his other artwork, you'll see them as huge figures in the page. Yeah, I'm really impressed with what they pulled off here.
Me too.
I think this
Totally.
is a great
Very, very technically, visually, and kind of thematically impressive album.
yeah,
And
and
very solid.
their music video. I want to say like guys, if you guys can keep on knocking out stuff like that, man, holy shit, dude!
Yeah.
Like I'm reading
that music video was fucking awesome.
well, it's interesting because I'm reading this statement they have on Bandcamp for their like the high quality audio version of the album, and it says Stormkeep returned with symphonic black metal that feels hand built and world sized, sweeping orchestration, driving momentum, and a darkly radiant sense of grandeur, bridging distant mystic eras. And I think that idea of the hand built is really key to this.
Yeah, it feels it where it doesn't feel like emotionally personal. It
Mhm.
feels personal in the sense that people worked on this. Like this was done by hand. This was crafted. This was carefully
It
like
reminds me of
curated.
like going back and watching like Clash of the Titans and seeing
Yeah.
like the handmade hand animated figurines. You can see how much love is put into each piece of it. It's not that like that's a personal piece of work, having someone fight this giant cool looking kraken. It's just showing you
Yeah.
how intricate it really can be and human made it can be. So I think
I
that's
totally
a big
agree.
part of this. Yeah. Yeah, guys. And if you guys knock out music, whoever you guys do music videos like that, do a feature film like that, man.
Please. I
People would
want
fucking
more. I
kill for
want
shit like
more
that.
music videos like that.
Yeah, that was a whole journey, and everyone I've been really watching their like behind the scenes stuff of that. And I think they're really doing what basically what like a band like a band like Emperor didn't have a chance to do early in their career.
Yeah.
They didn't have,
Yeah.
we're going to make the dream come alive. I mean, Emperor did some cool stuff here and there as best they could with what they had, but this is like a whole step above where it's like so intentional. We're going to make it this huge thing. So,
Yeah.
I'd really like to, yeah, I can't wait for more of this stuff, and I don't
Same.
know what they're
Same.
going to do, next. But
How they're
yeah,
gonna
great
follow it
album,
up.
Stormkeep. I think this is a very approachable black metal album. I think
Like,
it's a
yeah.
lot more symphonic than it is black metal, to be honest. Um,
Totally.
I think if you pitch this, if I came up to you and I told you this is a symphonic album, a symphonic metal album, that a lot more people would take a look at it.
Yeah.
And I told them it had vampires, they'd be like, oh, that's cool too. Like,
Oh
versus
shit! There's vampires. Let's go,
well,
dog.
this is the problem with like the black metal label is it can be very deterring to people
Yeah.
because of the rep, because of the kind of the history of it. And I find this to be more.
I mean, like that label is kind of well earned, unfortunately, at some points where it's like,
Well, the kind of the kind of notoriety of it. I mean, to
yeah,
me, black metal as a genre simply mean it's a very I have a very simple definition of it, which is that it is fundamentally music that is attempting to distance itself from Christian themes.
yeah. Oh, totally. I
And
mean, I'm
that's
totally
the
with
most
you.
that's the only universal like thing I can point to. Even musically, it's hard to determine genre because the first generation black metal is very different than second generation black metal.
Yes.
King Diamond's very different than like Emperor in terms of
Yeah.
musical styles, but and that's what this is doing. It's illustrating this very vampiric fantasy world away from the values of a
Christian
very
values.
of a Euro of like a very like Christianic point. So in that regard, do they have tremolo picking? Absolutely. Do they have blast beats? Absolutely. Do they have guttural
Totally.
vocals? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But they have a lot more than all of that.
Mm.
And so I think calling this black metal is overly simplistic to what this album accomplishes.
This is kind of its own thing, and that's
It,
awesome.
it goes beyond that.
Yeah.
I would slap the label symphonic on this before I put the label black metal on.
Totally. I would absolutely do that too.
It's
Symphonic
even
black metal.
yeah, it's symphonic, it's cinematic symphonic black metal.
Yeah.
And I even think cinematic is more akin than the black metal level. I think the black metal element is just a tool in the toolbox they use. I don't think it defines this album.
No, totally not. Totally not.
Yeah. I think that's my conclusion for the day is like this should be labeled more often as symphonic. But the problem with
You know,
symphonic
I'll
metal
meet you there.
is that symphonic metal is often tied up with power metal, and this approaches that at points, but it's not power metal by its imagination.
This is not power metal.
It's like, and I don't know what like depressive power metal would fucking be. I don't think
This is like grimdark metal.
it's grimdark symphonic. Yeah, I think grimdark symphonic cinematic with some black metal
cinematic grim metal.
there. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
actually pretty cool. I like
That's
that.
pretty
Grim
cool.
metal.
Yeah, and I think that's another mark of what makes a lot of like good music good is that it's hard to pin down where it is.
Yeah.
And I think that goes back to what we said about Kekarok. Kekarok introduced something new. It's hard to pin down. It's like, what
Yeah.
are you doing here? This is so different. I get this necro sound. I get this classical. It's classic black metal, but like you're doing something different. What is that? I can't tell you what that is offhand. And that's what this Stormkeep album is doing. And I think the symphonic stuff is fantastic. And guys, I
Applaud.
hope you guys tour. I hope you guys play stuff. Bring a production show with you, man. It's working for Castle Rat. Why can't it work for you guys?
Hire me to swing a sword around on stage.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Blood dripping off the lick. Drink some blood, spit some blood.
I'll show up in a chainmail fucking bikini. You just get me up on stage. I'll do it.
Yeah. I know you guys got it. I think the only problem is I think they would want to bring a snow machine. That might be a little hard, but like make it really really grim and cold. But like, I think that might be a little hard. But like whatever. I think they can pull it off here. But also I can also see them being a product that wants to just stay behind the screen. They want to keep the mystique. They want to keep the I'll
Yeah.
be clear, when I talked to Lord Dothar, he was like very much like, yeah, like he's like, I can only tell you so much about the album because there is an image we want to maintain. And I think
Mm.
that's actually part of the movie magic. That's part of the
Yeah.
magic behind of the screen of going in
Makes total
and
sense.
escaping, is that it's not, you don't get to see behind the curtain. And that there's something to be said about that too.
Yeah.
So,
Totally.
all right. Stormkeep, Nocturnes of Iswylm. Guys, go give it a listen. Please go check it out. I'll
Totally.
put links in the
Totally recommend. Easy recommendation.
100%. Bailey, where are we finding these days?
Yeah. You can find me at Balefire on Instagram, BAILEFYRE, or if you look up B Crovio, you'll find me too. Yeah.
All
Where
right.
where can we find you, John?
I'm at only play wizards.
Only Play
But, only
Wizards.
play wizards everywhere. Just Google only play wizards, one word. You'll find me Blue Sky, Instagram,
Oh
here, or
yeah.
wherever. Guys, more than metal. Are fun talking about albums, talking about music. That's what we do. Please like and subscribe. Do whatever you gotta do. I don't know what people do these days. But we're gonna go bounce
Do
out
your
and
thing.
go bounce out, get some food,
I
listen to some
know.
music, hang out a little bit,
Yeah.
and have a fine afternoon. We hope you all do too.
Bye.
Bye. Later. Goodbye. Bye.